So the next time you see emergency warning lights on a police car, you know how they were made. And when you see traffic lights on the road, you know how they work to keep the traffic safe. I'll see you next time. Bye!
There are lots of things all around us, exciting things that surround us.
But how does it work?
Do you know?
How is it made?
Do you know? Do you know?
Let's find out!
Hello, I'm Mary Stella Kelaton with the Midday News. Two special economic zone projects in Papua New Guinea have already attracted 1.2 billion kina in foreign direct investments. Prime Minister James Marape in a statement expressed satisfaction at these investments through the 700 million kina Radisson Blue branded hotel on Paga Hill, SEZ, and the 540 million kina Central Line project, a single factory SEZ at Kido in Central Province. He commended the International Trade and Investment Minister Richard Maru and the Special Economic Zone Authority for their diligent efforts in securing these investments. SEZA, a flagship initiative by the Marape government, is designed to boost FDIs and enhance national investment in sectors critical for economic transformation, such as downstream processing and import replacement. The Prime Minister, in light of these developments, welcomed Radisson Group and Mayo Resource to PNG, affirming that they are in the right place at the right time. He also welcomed SEZA's new board advisor and renowned business leader Ian Tarutia, whose expertise will be pivotal as SEZA transitions to full operational status. 3 representatives from the Yangon South District are in Alotau attending the UN Women Market Analysis Workshop. The training will assist them in the successful operations of the 24-hour Wamayan Market project in the district. Minister for International Trade and Investment and member for Yangon South Richard Maru thanked UN Women for the training by sending 3 representatives from the Yangon South District to Alotau, Milimbe Province to attend the UN Women Market Analysis Workshop. The representatives, namely David Wurasua, Wilma Wama, and Jemima Lihomie, flew to Alotau over the weekend to attend the 2-day workshop, which ends today. This workshop will provide the opportunity for the participants to learn from each other's experiences in supporting local markets and women entrepreneurs, allow them to identify opportunities for growth and development within their districts, and also visit the Alotau market to allow them to gain first-hand insights into successful market practices and women-led businesses. Minister Maru says the district is grateful for the partnership with UN Women, as they have wasted no time in commencing training with the district representatives. A senior state lawyer, Nixon Joe, who recently graduated with an executive master's degree in business administration, is encouraging working-class people to upgrade their qualifications to become more competitive in the workplace. Nixon Joe is a former teacher and currently a state lawyer with the Department of Justice under the Office of the Solicitor General. He believes attaining additional qualifications will build the capacity of an individual and help enhance their abilities and performance in their respective workplace. The 40-year-old from Kindang Anglip South District in Jiwaka Province is a self-sponsored student who graduated along with 110 students in the Executive Master Degree Program during the 69th UPNG graduation on Friday, 26 April. The leaders of Kutubu in Southern Highlands Province have been urged to work together for the good of the people. Kutubu local level government president John P.P. Killa made this call when presenting two brand new ambulances to Waro and Mano Ayo sub-health centers recently at Waro village. Killa said the people of Kutubu have been deprived of basic government services for far too long because leaders have never worked together. Chairman of the Namo Aporo Landowner Association, John Capinato, supported the call and urged leaders to put aside their differences and work together.
Yes. You don't feel the talk no gonna be man. You don't feel the working action no gonna be man. Let them turn to ridiculous stuff. Suppose people are born one time. But you look at one of guys something but now come up to place please. For the last 15 years, because people are fight, no leadership issue people. Yes. That's why you don't look at something. That's why you come here and you throw me over at something. You point the stone, point the finger on the face for me. But today, me like to thank you all pastors, all churches. Me putting money inside all the churches to pray for the leaders. Today's all pastors, all landlord church, pray believe like no Abrus. Yes. He's bringing us leaders together.
BSP Financial Group is encouraging primary school students to open bank accounts and learn how to save. A team from BSP Financial Group visited Watch Street Primary School in Port Moresby recently and explained to over 3,000 students the importance of starting their financial education by opening bank accounts. During the event, BSP's head of retail payment, Peter Common, highlighted the bank's commitment to supporting community needs and emphasized the importance of financial planning for future goals. The visit also included the handover of 50 double-seated desks, books and sports equipment to help improve the learning conditions for the school's overcrowded classrooms. Watch Street Board Chairman Silvanus Vaso thanked BSP for their contributions, which he said would greatly enhance the educational environment and serve as an inspiring example for other organizations. Australia's hate speech laws are being put to the test in a trial in Sydney. The Greens Deputy Leader Mehreen Faruqi is taking legal action against Senator Pauline Hanson, accusing her of posting a racist tweet. But the One Nation leader says her comments are protected by freedom of speech. ABC's Ethan Reeks reports.
Hate speech or freedom of speech? That's the question being put to the federal court over a social media stoush between two prominent political figures. On the day of Queen Elizabeth's death, Green Senator Mehreen Faruqi tweeted she cannot mourn the leader of a racist empire. In response, One Nation leader Pauline Hanson posted, "It's clear you're not happy, so pack your bags and piss off back to Pakistan." Senator Faruqi is suing Senator Hanson, claiming she violated the Racial Discrimination Act, causing her extreme trauma but also resulting in vicarious racism against people with similar attributes. Her legal team is seeking to prove the comment was racially motivated by providing evidence that Senator Hanson is a well-known, long-standing and prolific sayer of racist things. It's unleashed as she expected it would the moment she saw it, a torrent of abuse that made her doubt her place in Australia. Senator Hanson's legal team says the Greens' deputy leader received a barrage of criticism 5 hours before the One Nation leader tweeted her response, and that Senator Faruqi's post on the day of the Queen's death was intended to elicit a reaction. If the person enters the affray in such a provocative way, they expect and seek out a response. Sue Chrysanthu, SC, says her client is protected by freedom of speech, as it's a belief that Senator Hanson truly holds. Pauline Hanson is due to take the witness stand tomorrow.
A Perth domestic violence shelter has told the ABC it had no choice but to turn away 3 women in imminent danger over the weekend because it was overrun and couldn't accommodate them. They're at the core phase of what the Australia Prime Minister has described as a national crisis, one that saw thousands take to the streets at rallies across the country calling for an end to violence against women. In response, a national cabinet meeting will be held on Wednesday. Western Australia Premier Roger Cook says he'll be raising the idea of a national register for domestic violence perpetrators so they don't fall through the gaps. But that won't solve the more immediate problem of women's shelters being full to the brim.
The Starrick Women's Refuge in Perth is turning away more women than not.
I think definitely things are getting worse. Certainly the statistics we're seeing around the murders of women, they're extremely high and, represent a national crisis.
Last weekend alone, it was not able to house 3 women who were in extreme danger.
They have a number of red flags which show they're really at very high risk of imminent harm, serious physical injury, potentially death. So it's really important that they receive a service and they're accommodated in a safe place.
She says one of the women they turned away had no choice but to return home.
We're seeing a lot of problems with the housing affordability crisis. So one of the problems is that women come into the refuge and then they can't move on into longer term housing because there's no housing options available for them.
Say it once, say it again. There's no excuse for violent men.
In the wake of rallies across the country calling for an end to violence against women, the Prime Minister has convened a meeting of National Cabinet for Wednesday to workshop solutions with state and territory leaders. WA Premier Roger Cook is likely to raise the idea of a national register for domestic violence perpetrators.
Creating greater uniformity around laws as perpetrators of family and domestic violence move from state to state may be one way that we can all work together.
The sector has welcomed news the WA government is investing $90 million to bolster services.
It's a start. It's by far not enough. We need to see a lot more investment from the government, not only through funding, but initiatives, frameworks, policy, legislative reform, in order for us to be able to start seeing significant change across the sector. I'd like to see more funding dedicated to our crisis response, our women's refuges. They're bursting at the seams.
Back at Starrick Women's Refuge, this woman recently escaped her 3rd abusive relationship.
We need to have more power over some of the men that do this stuff to us and to keep our kids safe. That we just want to feel safe and have the best life that we can have. Ever so the families don't, lose us at all whatsoever, because there's too many out there that's lost their lives.
Just outside, children are playing, an antidote to the scourge plaguing the country.
Turning to sports, gone are the days of traditional teaching as OFC embraces new modern approaches to training match officials and instructors. At a recent regional instructors course held in Auckland, 20 participants from 10 member associations engaged in theory and practical sessions led by FIFA instructors. The primary goal was to enhance the skills of OFC technical instructors to ensure consistency in training match match officials across the region. Renowned FIFA instructor Lee Ni-chong emphasized the importance of adopting more modern techniques in referee development and training to elevate both the standard of officials and the performance of teams in OFC competitions. Through courses like this, MAs can learn and grow, ensuring they develop skilled referees capable of meeting the challenges of modern football. And that ends our midday news. Join us at 6 p.m. for more news and sports.